our body also we can enjoy lusty activities when we are young, but as we get older and older, there is no more semen, there is no more shakti in the body to enjoy woman. In young age, a man enjoys embracing a woman tightly, crushing her body, his body. But when he gets old, there is no ability in the body to enjoy. Body gets tired, body gets sickly, body gets weak. Like you find there is one devotee in Pune, married boy, young boy. So he is married, both husband and wife, they are young and beautiful devotees. So he was telling me, you see, although we are young now, I can see those who are young like me. Now I am seeing them 80, 90 years old. No teeth has gone inside, they are holding a stick, and you can see their whole body is skinny and skeleton can be seen. Eventually body becomes like that. Shushke nire means the body dries up. So we have to see with our eyes and learn. Like recently when I went home, I took cookies to my home from the temple. So I gave my mother cookies. She said, what kind of prasad are you giving me? How can I eat this cookie? She said, because she has no teeth. All teeth are gone. She's 73 or 74. So she crushed the cookie and made a powder and bulk with the water and she drank it like a tonic. I asked my father, how many teeth you have? He said, 1 year and 1 year. Just only 2 teeth. That's the plight of this material body. Now I am 43 now. 43, 63, 73. 30 years I lost only 1 teeth, 1 year, 1 year. We have to think very practically. We should not be afraid. We have to face the reality in this world. Is it not true? So teeth will be gone, 1 out, 2 out, 3 out, all out. So that is the material body. So when you see practical reality, you see that the bodily beauty goes away for a period of time. Like in our temple we got one cow and calf. They used to look so beautiful. And the calf especially was very small and tender and soft skin. It would run round and round and frolicking everywhere. But I just kept watching. In 2 years it became so rough looking, because it became a grown-up calf, a fat body. Anybody goes near, it will feel like that, So it became very. So the beauty went away. So this is one thing which you can get realization about. That the beauty of the material world fades away. It doesn't remain. And Sri Prabhupada writes in his books, in his purports, that a girl is very beautiful in her young age, so that a fool will marry her. Somebody will come forward to marry her. A man says, oh, you are so good looking. I think you will satisfy my senses. Come, I will marry you. And I will give you a house, I will give a job. I get a job, you earn some money and bring and give you the salary back. He agrees. But then eventually the beauty goes away. So the beauty is kept in a girl by whom? By Krishna only. Krishna says he has kept it. Otherwise, who will marry any woman? Imagine a woman is ugly looking, she looks like an elephant when she's young. Anybody will marry her? Nobody will marry her. And the face is not beautiful, it's very ugly looking, big nose, her teeth is coming out like this. Will anybody marry her? But if she's young and beautiful, she looks like a very tender and very slim and very beautiful. When she smiles, you are getting bold. Sometimes you see a woman laughing and man becomes thinks, oh, she has pain pricked to my heart, like they put a heart with the arrow or something. And then man, you marry and the same woman, she laughs after 70, only no teeth will be there. See, Brahmacharya ashram means you should be able to think ahead. Long term we should think. Not get carried away by some instant pleasures. You see? You should be able to see what happens to people over a period of time. Like the grapes is very young and attractive looking. When they bury it in the ground, it becomes like raisins. Isn't it? It becomes raisins. Similarly, body also is like a raisin. It becomes like raisins. Without wrinkles and everything. So we should develop vairagya. How? Shushke nire kaha kasara. Kshine vite kaha parivara is saying. When the wealth is finished, where is samsar? Where is parivar? Nobody will look at you if you don't have money. And when you all join ashram, you will realize your parents, your relatives, they will respect you a lot. When you are like a money producing machine, like an ATM machine, they will respect you a lot. Like you are an engineer, for example. Your father will take you to marriage parties and say, I have a son who studied in NIT or IIT or some engineering college, he's got an engineering degree. How little, sir? Engineer, they look you up and down like an animal from the zoo or something. And then they will say to your father, मेरा भी एक बेटी है, याद रखो. इसका 18 उम्र है, उसका 20 है, एकदम ठीक है. याद रखो. And they will salute you, respect you, and you also will say, very, very, I am an engineering boy, everyone is looking at me. Actually, they are looking at you so that they will get you married to the girl. ATM machine. Is it not true? Yeah. As long as you produce machine. And then you tell your parents you want to shave up and join ashram. Just see what they do. Not only parents, relatives, friends, everybody will do tanda. Tanda they will do. First they will shout at you, yell at you, then they will cry, they will fall at your feet, they will capture you, they will lock you up in the room, so many things they will do. And then finally when they understand that you are determined to join, you are never going to turn back, you want to become full-timer, then they will think you are good for nothing. They will say, never come home, be in the temple. Now you are no more producing money, you are like a bull which doesn't do plowing in the field. You are like old bull, you are good for nothing. You cannot produce money, nobody wants you. Yavarvito pajana sartaha sthavandija parivaro rattaha samsaradachi radbhavagehe bharyam prichati tasmin. No, he's saying Yavad Vitta Upadana Sakta means capable. Upadana Sakta means you are capable of earning money. At that time, Parivarvada will be very respectful to you. And the moment you stop earning money, nobody will even ask you and Kushalam ask you how you are doing. Nobody wants you in this world because people are. It's a very painful thing for us to know that nobody is interested in you in this world except one person. Who is it? Your super soul. He is your only well-wisher. Nobody cares for you. Actually, I am honestly telling you, although it may be a little painful for you to know, most people who care for us, they care for you because you can care for them in return. Otherwise, nobody cares for you. Everybody thinks about their food, their accommodation, their shelter, everything. So, yo swakat parato vadiha jata nirvega atmavan. The vairagya should arise by seeing that the body is perishable and temporary, it's changeable, it's relative. Relatives are called relatives because they are relative to Krishna. That's why they are called relative. Why? They are relative to whom? They are relative to Krishna. But if you surrender to Krishna, you get absolute. Otherwise, you can only get relative. You see, when Haridas Thakur was speaking to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told one very amazing point. For me, it was an eye-opener personally. I can share with you, you will appreciate it. He said, my dear Lord, Lord Krishna, his name, his form, his qualities, his pastimes, his activities, everything is one, he said. Whereas, the living entities, name, form, qualities, activities are multiple. They are all scattered, he said. And how? He explained, for example, one boy is very beautiful, but he has no character. Another boy has good character, but he has no intelligence in cracking the exams. Some boy can crack all subjects very nicely, but he has no beauty. You've seen that? In this world, you will never find in one person all the qualities. But you will find in Krishna all qualities are in one person. Is it not true? Like you see, you know that song, Adaram Madhuram Vadanam Madhuram Nayanam Madhuram Hasitam Madhuram Hridayam Madhuram Gamanam Madhuram Madhuradipate Akhilam Madhuram Renur Madhura Renur Madhura Panir Madhura Padavu Madhura Nrityam Madhuram Sakhyam Madhuram Madhuradipate Akhilam Madhuram Madhuradipate Akhilam Madhuram Geetam Madhuram Pitam Madhuram Geetam Madhuram Pitam Maduram, Bhuktam Maduram, Suktam Maduram, Tilakam Maduram. So it goes on like this. Even Bhuktam Maduram, even his eating is beautiful, he says. Suktam Maduram, his sleeping is also beautiful. Who is the sleeping Lord? Whom the whole world comes to see? Ranganath, isn't it? Who is the eating Lord? Jagannath, isn't it? So even that is beautiful. His Gita means Bhagavad Gita. Pitam means his Pitambar. Very good. Nritya means the dance on the boats of Kaliya. And Sakya means his friendship with Arjuna. Isn't it? All are very sweet to remember. So Krishna actually, his body is also beautiful, his smile is beautiful, his eyes glance is beautiful, his heart is also beautiful. Like, see, it's like all the good qualities are in one. The word Samam Bonam means there is no defect. No, defect free. That's the meaning of Samam Bonam. And Samam Bonam means all good. His quality is good, his beauty is good, his strength is good. There is nothing that is not present in him, everything. Like one person asked Prabhupada, Swamiji always say Krishna is beautiful, beautiful all the time. That means God has no ability to show any ugliness. Is it not true? He lacks ugliness. Prabhupada said, you want to see ugliness? See the Vishwarupa Darshan, Prabhupada said. You will see tongues are protruding outside, like this. And there are fires emanating from the mouth. And some of the faces are very hard like stones, very powerful, very huge from all sides. Arjuna could not say where is it beginning, where is it ending. He could not say millions of it, millions of this. And Arjuna was the most powerful chivalrous warrior of his times. But his Gandiva was trembling in his hand and falling off. Seeing that he was falling on the ground. Because it was not like a picture, it was actually a living form. Some blood was coming because of crushing of the skulls and tongue was like that licking those bloods. Can you imagine somebody with millions of heads licking the blood coming out? Arjuna thought, if this fellow gives me one slap, I will become champion. Is it not? Papa said, if you want to see the ugly form, that's the Lord's form, is a very dangerous form also. But those who are Krishna's devotees, they see the beautiful form. They say, Saumya Rupam, as he says. So, this is Krishna, all in one. If you want to get that, you get in Krishna. And he is absolute. But everything else in this world is relative. So, Haridas Thakur was saying, is relative. Somebody is beautiful, but they don't have any character. So, like this Raman Sagar's, what is his name? Arun Gobil and Deepika. They acted as Ram and Sita. They look so beautiful. Exactly looking like Ram and Sita and Lakshman also. So some people went to the studio to offer them obeisances because they acted as Ram. But there they found him smoking cigarette. You see? So what it shows, if you have good beauty, you have no character. On the other hand, if you have character, you have no beauty in this world. You see, this is called relativity in this world. Like in my class, there was an ABT, Sridhar, who used to get first rank in the class. You won't believe he is so brilliant, because he will have so many pimples on his face and his hair would always stand erect like this. If you comb like this, it comes back. It will always stand like that, Mount Everest like this. But he was the top ranker in the class, you see. By looking at him, he's like his cross-section of body is like a barrel or something. He walk like this. His hand will be like this. No beauty at all, you see. So, generally we assume in this world if somebody is beautiful, they must be good. We think like that. Is it not true? Or somebody may be beautiful and having good qualities, but they may lack something else, you will see. Everybody. So this is also, you can develop vairagya by thinking about this. That in this world, that everyone is having some defect. Once goddess Rama, when she came out of the Samudra Manthan Leela, she's Lakshmi, Rama. She came out with a big garland and she was looking for a suitable husband. So she looked at different people. She looked at Ravana and she said, oh, Ravana keeps his wives very happy by providing all facilities, comforts, luxuries, everything. But he's characterless. And also, he will die very quickly. He's an ordinary fellow. He will die very soon. Then she looked at Indra. Oh, Indra has a very beautiful body. Such a handsome body. And also he is the leader of the Devatas. It's powerful. What else do you want? And then she said, but he's a darpok. He's a fellow who gets frightened. When Asuras come, he runs away, leaving his loka, he runs to other places. And and he's always insecure about his seat, holding on to his seat. Some Shamitra will take away his seat and things like that. I don't want to marry an insecure fellow, she said. Then she looked at Parashurama. She said, oh, this fellow is so powerful. Taking his Parashu in his hand and he waves it around. And 21 generations of Kshatriyas he killed. He's extremely powerful. It is said that he would whirl it at the speed of mind. And then when he would get a little tired, he would whirl it at the speed of wind, it is said. Like that. Like lightning. She said, he's undoubtedly powerful, but he's merciless. He's practically butchering people. It's very cruel. Then she thought about Shiva. Shiva is subtly, his Ashutosh is quickly pleased. And he has his wife who? Parvati, who is the personification of material energy. He can get anything at will through her. She is subordinate to him, very wonderful. And although he himself is living under a tree, he doesn't have his own house. Still he has his wife who is the richest. She can produce anything material in this world. But then she said, oh, but look at him, he's wearing bhasma all over his body, having snakes around his neck, and lives in Shmashan Ghat, that kind of places. So, she didn't like it. In this way, she was evaluating everybody one by one. At last, we saw Lord Vishnu. Oh, she said, here is a person who has no defects. He is so beautiful. He is dressed in such kundal and such mukut, and his face is ever smiling, cheerful, and he has all 6 appliances in full. I find only one defect in this personality. What is it? He is not hankering for me. That's my only problem. Rather, I am hankering for him. So, it's better for me to marry him. Then she went and garlanded Lord Vishnu. And all the devatas cheered up. So, this is very important to know. We also have to marry Krishna ultimately. Krishna is our eternal master. And he is absolute. And everybody else in this world on whom you repose love, they are relative. They are related to Krishna. And you will never be satisfied. Because you will find some defect in them and you will pinpoint a defect. And they will pinpoint another defect in you. Like a husband tells his wife, see, you are very beautiful. Only thing is, if you are a little more fat, it will be nice. You are so flat, you see. That's one thing. She says, oh, you are telling me, okay, you are also very beautiful. You are so short. You are like a short brinjal. You are not tall, good looking. Look at your fingers are short, your height is short. Husband and wife oftentimes they tell each other like this when they find some deficiency. But the devotee husband can tell his wife, he will be satisfied only with Krishna. Because he has no defect. Defect-free body. Same with the wife also. So, Krishna is absolute, but everyone else is. So by this you can develop vairagya also in this world. That nobody will be able to satisfy me in this world. So, yo sakat parato va iha. Or it can be balotpadita also. Somebody may preach to you. Like some of you might have made great dreams. I will get married, I will fly to America, I will do a big IT job and earn 1 lakh rupees per month and come back, I will have my own bungalow and everything. And then you went to some Krishna Prabhu's lecture, some boys heard the lecture and immediately, suddenly all your dreams are shattered to pieces because you understood that this is Dukhalayam, this is Ashashvatam, isn't it? We have to go back to Godhead. Yeah, sometimes vairagya arises by hearing, by hearing from somebody. Like this Chintamani spoke one sentence which arose vairagya in Vilomangal. She said, look at you. You are so attached to this body made of filth. This body made of flesh and bones and blood, stool, urine, bile, mucus, sputum and everything. You are attached to this dying, perishable, decaying material body. It's a dying carcass. If only you had a little attraction for that Supreme God Krishna, you would have attained him long ago, she said. Immediately, there was like lightning in the mind of Vilomangal. Immediately left everything and went to Vrindavan. And on the way, Vilomangal saw one Brahmani. Brahmani means a Brahmana's wife, who looked like Mahalakshmi. She was very beautiful. Actually, in this world, beauty you can clearly see in men and women. Sometimes the beauty how meticulously, how Krishna has made their eyes, their nose, their face cut, their bodily color, everything. Beauty is undeniable in this world, you can see it. So he looked at that lady, my Lord, she is so beautiful. And then he went to her and told her that, oh, I am maddened by your beauty. You are keep giving me alms, but I not only want alms from you, I want to enjoy you. She was shocked. How dare he is speaking such a thing to a married woman? He is a monk and he is speaking like this. So she went and told her husband that this fellow wants my service. He wants me to serve him. Her husband probably he didn't know what is dharma. A man should never engage his wife in service to a sadhu. Of course, service means you can feed him food or something, prasad. But you cannot hand over your wife for enjoying to a sadhu. So that Brahmana said, because a sadhu is like a child, whatever he asks, you have to provide. So if he requests you to serve, you serve him in whatever way he wants you to serve, he said. So she returned back. She went back to Villamangal and said, I am here. What service do you want from me? How do you want me to serve you? Villamangal said, he looked at her for a few minutes and he said, Mother, do you have your hairpins on your hand? She said, yes, why do you want it? No, you just give me. She took out and gave this thing. Okay. Like that he pierced his two eyes. Pulled out his eyeballs. She cried out. She said, Alas, what are you doing? He said, you are my mother, but I looked at you like my wife. Already I became attached to a prostitute Chintamani before, and she gave me awakening. But on my way to Vraj, I looked at you and developed a bodily attachment for you. What a fool I am. This lust is the greatest cause of all problems in this world, he said. That is why I have pierced my eyes. Now no more eyes, no more lust. Of course, when we feel lusty, do you think we can do that? My God, even to think about it, it is frightening, isn't it? So, because he was willing to forego his eyes, when he went to Vrindavan, when Villamangal reached Vrindavan, he was blind, he was touching her at the time, and one covered boy came and he said, oh man, you are blind, I will help you, come, I will escort you. And he was a very sweet-spoken boy. He personally got hold of his hands, Villamangal's hands, and escorted him into the village and showed him all the places. And later on, he gave him a place to reside in Vrindavan. When Villamangal lived there, then he came to know from people. The person who escorted him was Sakshat Krishna himself. Because Krishna said, for me you have given up your eyes and you have given up everything in this world and you have surrendered to me, so I am giving myself to you. So Villamangal's Vairagya was so powerful that he could pluck out his eyes also. He said he got to see Krishna for some time. Krishna gave him darshan at last. And then Krishna asked, do you want any boon? He said, I want one boon. With the eyes with which I saw you, let me not see the womanly beauty in this world anymore. So I don't want my eyes, take it back. He said, let me only see you. Let me constantly do smarana of your beautiful alok. And I don't want to neither eyes to see anything else. So in this way, he developed a very deep vairagya himself. On his own he developed it actually. By considering this world around, by hearing the words of Chintamani. Sometimes there is Balad Patita, which means sometimes a preacher preaches strongly telling you the futility of material existence. When you consider that, you also think, yeah, it's true. How long can I enjoy and how much can I enjoy? One asks these questions. 20, 30, 40 years, and after that what? This body will dry up and we will have to quit this body and take another body. As long as we preserve our material desires, we will not take millions of bodies. And we not take. So, yo swakat parato vaika jata nirveda atmavan hridim krutva harim geha pravrajetsa narottama. Actually, we should have Krishna in our heart when we are giving up the material world. What is the meaning of this? Krishna is there in everyone's heart already. But we have to awaken Krishna's presence in our heart. That's the point. Like we say, you know this song? Tomara hridaye sada Govinda Vishram Govinda kohena mora Vaishnava para Vaishnava Gosar Patita Pavana Mama Vinike Hona. So he's saying, Tomara Hridaya Sada Govinda Vishnu. Govinda is there in your heart always. Is Govinda not in everyone's heart? But why is he saying Govinda is in your heart? See, in all of our hearts, Govinda is there as Paramatma. Only the Paramatma is very busy in our hearts. Why? Because we are desiring so many things. I want this, I want this, I want that. Paramatma is very active. Tadastu, 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 what next? Tell me better what you want, take it. He's very busy. But in a pure devotee's heart, Govinda, he relax very peacefully. Because a pure devotee has no desire. Krishna Bhakta, Nishkam, Adaya Shan. So Siddha Bhakta is also Shan, Paramatma is also Shan. Is it not true? So Govinda is there in everybody's heart, but in a pure devotee's heart he is more awakened because pure devotee can see him in his heart. So his Lord is very happy in his heart. So Krutim Krutva Harim Gehat means what is the meaning? I tell you a practical example. When Vidura was insulted by Duryodhana and spoken with very sharp insulting words, that time Duryodhana said, throw this man out of the palace, only with his life. He ate food from our hands and he is always the friend of our enemies, the Pandavas. Throw him out of the palace only with his life. So at that time, Vidura took his bow and arrow and kept it leaning against the door, which means I am not going to fight the battle. So I am not going to work out Kshatriya now. I am giving it up. And then he went out of the door, never to return again to the home. So then he took a sannyas. That's where you will find this section coming. So he decided to become a sannyasi, traveling monk, traveling mendicant. So as he was traveling, from great distance he would see a gopuram with a chakra in the top. So the chakra immediately should remind one of Lord Vishnu, because Vishnu is called Chakri. Chakri means one who holds the social chakra in his hand. So as soon as he saw the chakra, immediately his hair would stand on end. He would fall on the ground and roll on the ground, remembering Lord Krishna in his heart. So sometimes when you are traveling in a train, in a long distance, you see a gopuram along with the chakra in the top. It is as plus taking darshan of Vishnu. You see? So he was very pleased with that, with such darshan. And then he would take a bath in some holy pond or holy river, and he would hear about the katha of the Lord. Why this pond is existing here and what is the katha? Like Pavan Sarovar, you take a bath, there is a pastime behind Pavan Sarovar, how it came. He would hear from the people, the Sthala Purana. And hearing the katha, he would come out of the water. He would not feel like even wiping out the body also, because it's a holy water. Why to dry it? Let it remain as it is. Thinking like that, with wet clothes, he would walk chanting Krishna's names. And then by the time, before it dries up, the next pond would come. He would take a bath there. Like you see in Rameshwaram, there is 21 Koti Tirth, One bath you take and then you go to next pond, isn't it? Next well you take bath. And then sometimes you would enter temples of Vishnu, and Vishnu is in different postures. Sometimes Vishnu is lying like Ranganath is lying, isn't it? Sometimes Vishnu is standing like this, sometimes Vishnu is sitting also in some temples. So when Udra would take darshan of Vishnu, the Shastras say that, Lord Vishnu, why is he in different postures? That's the explanation given also. When somebody has given a debt to you, first he will come at your door and say, Sir, I have given you debt, when are you going to return back? If you say, I will give you a few minutes, I will give you very soon, don't worry. Then he comes, next time he comes, he won't stand at your door, he will sit at your door. He will say that unless you give, I am not going to go. And if you still don't give your debt back, what you will do? You will be in a reclining posture, lying posture. Similarly, Paramatma comes and then he is asking, hey, how many millions of lifetimes you are wandering in this world, when are you going to come? If you don't come, then he sits down. If you still don't come, then he lies down. He is calling us back. So when we have gone to South India, in Kulashekara's temple, you know Kulashekar? There is a place of birth of Kulashekar. I have gone to that place. So there are 3 temples like 3 tier. Ground floor, first floor, second floor. So in the ground floor, you find the Lord is standing. When you climb up the staircase and go up, he is sitting. When you climb staircase and go, the third Vishnu is green color, he is lying in the Anantashesh, like the three poses. So the Pujari was telling this. So the Pujari also said another interesting thing. He said the Archa Vigraha in the temples are extremely rare. He said, why? Because the Lord lying in the Paravyoma as Mahavishnu, or in the milk ocean as Kshirodaksha Vishnu, he is not easily accessible. Like if you are thirsty now, it's like the water in the cloud. You can see the cloud, but you can't, see the water in the cloud. You can't see. And he said Paramatma is like home. He said he's like underground water. You cannot access. But the Archa Vigraha is like a glass of water in front of you. You can immediately take it and drink it. Like that he said. So that is why Vidura actually decided that I will go to temple and see darshan of Archa Vigrahas. So he would go to the temple of the Lord and he would offer prayers, he would offer obeisances. And every time he would see them, he would remember the Krishna Leela also. What Leelas he performed in different places. He would hear the kathas from the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. In this way, a Vairagi should be following in the footsteps of Vidura. He was not keeping his heart empty. Hridim krutva harim geha prabrajet, he said. Keeping Krishna in his heart, he was wandering. That is how a Vairagi should wander. That's the right method of wandering. We should always keep the name, form, pastimes, qualities, nature of Krishna in our heart. And it's very important to fill up our heart with that, the behavior of Krishna. It's very important. Like recently, I've been hearing about this pastime of Kaliya Daman Leela. In that, last part of the Leela is the one I like the most. That is commentary of the Acharyas. When Krishna, later on, he was about to leave the Kaliya. He has already told Kaliya, you have to leave this place, you have to go to Nagalaya again. Nagalaya, Brahmana come, you have to go back to your place. And then Kaliya immediately agrees. And then Kaliya says, my dear Lord, now that you have put your two lotus footprints on my head, I have got Shankha and Chakra on my head. And you have also promised me that Garuda is like my elder brother now. And he will not harm me anymore. Because as soon as anybody sees your Chakra and Shankha in my body, in my head, they will never harm me. Nobody can harm me. So I am very thankful to you for this. At the same time, you are accepting Garuda as a Vahan. Whenever you wish, you just give me a call and remember me that you want me, and within a wink of a moment I will come. And I will come and I will become your Vahan. Like in one of the pastimes, Krishna goes in Kaliya from Vrindavan to Mathura, and Kaliya becomes like a Vahan for Krishna to go. So in one of his Leelas. So he says like that, and then Kaliya is about to leave. And then all the other snakes tell Krishna that, my dear Lord, you gave so much mercy to our master Kaliya, but what about us? You have forgotten us. And then they say that now that you have to go from the Yamuna waters outside, please kindly put your lotus foot on our head. So one snake comes in the front, Krishna puts his one foot, and they also get their mercy. What have mercy? All the snakes also. And then Krishna comes out of the water. After he comes, Yashoda is still crying, and Yashoda wants to pick up Krishna. At that time, the coward boys are rushing in between and going and embracing Krishna and lifting him up. So Chakravarti Thakur is saying that these boys were behaving little out of etiquette, improper etiquette. Because Yashoda is the mother. Out of motherly love, she is crying for Krishna and going to pick him up. But the coward boys are intervening in between and picking up Krishna. Although it is improper from a very respect point of view, it is forgivable because of the intense love coward boys had for Krishna. After which they didn't even care for anybody, they just came and embraced Krishna and they glorified him. And Balaram picked up Krishna also. He kept Krishna on his lap and said, now I know very well why did you not call me with you when you came to Yamuna, because you wanted to have the sports with Kaliya alone yourself. He told him like that. And then Mother Yashoda picked up Krishna finally and then put him on her lap and cried out, Kana, I told you, you should not come to Yamuna, this is the reason. How many times I warned you, you should not come. And then actually Nanda Baba was under the notion that Krishna came to play in the bank of Yamuna And this big serpent extended its tail and caught hold of Krishna and dragged him inside. That's what he was telling to other covered men. And then Krishna was thinking, if my parents come to know, I tell them the truth that I was the one who climbed on the top of the kadama tree and jumped into water. I thought she will never let me, she's so afraid. And then Yashoda was telling, Dana, not only you should come to this Kaliyadaha, I don't want you to come to any section of Yamuna. Because any time any serpent may come and put you in. And Krishna nodded the head, yes, I don't say I won't come. And then he whispered in Balaram's ears, for now I have agreed to the mother. Later on I will come. She won't say anything. She will forget it. So, this pastime of Kaliya Daman Leela I was hearing. There were about 8-10 lectures by his own Radhavan Maharaj. I heard it. So, I just heard it and I spoke it in Pune and 2-3 lectures I spoke it. Which is so absorbing, this whole pastime. Actually, the method of studying Krishna Leela is we have to read Krishna book first, thoroughly, several times. Then you read the Bhagavatam, verse by verse, and then you read the commentary. In 11th and 12th canto, you have commentary by Acharya Chakravarti Thakur directly in the 10th also, 10th canto also. Because Prabhupada's disciples who wrote it, they have given Prabhupada's commentary along with the Acharya's commentary also. So, they are very absorbing. It's very important for a renunciate to completely absorb their mind in, initially in Krishna's supremacy. How powerful is Krishna? When Krishna entered the waters of Yamuna, he just didn't silently enter. He jumped into waters and he was splashing the waters. Part he was beating the waters and then the Kaliya came in the front to see who is this fellow who has come into my waters, into my territory, and he wanted to attack him with his forked tongue. He came out. So, if you read this pastime, you will understand how Krishna pretended to be bound in the curls of Kaliya for some time. After which, when he expanded his body, Kaliya got frightened. What is this? This fellow seems to be, he will tear up my body into pieces. Then he had to loosen his body. Because till then, Kaliya was embracing Krishna, he was very shant, very peaceful. But the moment Krishna a little bit expanded his body, Kaliya loosened his coils and went little behind and watched him with his bloodshot eyes, with forked tongues, very sharply. He was looking at Krishna. Hey, who is this fellow? What power he has? I thought he's a small boy. He's so dangerous fellow. What is he doing? Suddenly he expanded his body. Although he looks like small only still. So he went little behind and he watched him. At that time, Krishna thought that this Kaliya is becoming frightened about me, and if he becomes too frightened, he may not want to fight with me. So let me inspire him as if I am frightened by him. So Krishna started running in the side. Like he was running, showing some fear on his face. And Kaliya saw that, oh, he is scared of me. Then he extended this. He started moving his mouth behind and chasing after him. And then Krishna would go round and round, and the Kaliya will also go round. Like this, he will go like this. And then sometimes, you extend your hand and you go round and round. When you stop, the whole boat appears to be going round and round around you. As the Kaliya also felt. At that time, taking advantage of the situation, Krishna bet him on his head and climbed on his head. And he started dancing and removing all the poison. As we read this pastime of Kaliya very attentively, gradually Krishna will remove the poison of avidya from our heart also. This poison of Kaliya is compared to avidya, which arises from ajnanata. This avidya is what makes us think impure to be pure. Dirty things to be very great things. You see? So, the brahmachari should drive out the avidya by Krishna Lila Smaranam, absorption in that. And before we hear Krishna's sweet pastimes, we have to hear Krishna's great pastimes. Like, how Krishna fought with Jambavan and completely made him feel fatigue and get defeated. If you know Krishna's power, Krishna's strength, how Krishna killed the Chadar and Mushtik and the Kuvalaya played elephant, and all that, how Krishna killed Kamsa. You should see the power of Krishna, how Krishna showed Vishira Pradarshan, how Krishna killed Bhaumasura and delivered those 60,000 gopis, how Krishna killed Jarasandha through Bhima and delivered all those kings from the jail of Jarasandha. So many, all these great pastimes of Krishna. We have to read here and know the prowess of Krishna. The beauty of Krishna is, like Vishnu has to carry Shankha Chakra Gada Padma always. But Krishna gets his chakra whenever he wants. When he wants to kill Shishupal, comes. Although he doesn't have to carry it every time. Because the form of Vishnu is inbuilt in Krishna inside. Like for example, when Rukmini puts the charmer down and faints, Krishna extends 2 more arms. So one has to know how Krishna includes Vishnu. Krishna is Vishnu is included like subset within Krishna. Like Lord Ram, Vishnu, they are all included in Krishna. All the avatars are inside Krishna's body. So this comes in Siddhanta. In Jaiva Dharma, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says 3 things about Krishna. He is Paramatattva, he is Sarva Shaktiman, and Akhila Rasamrita Murti. These 3 aspects of Krishna we should deeply study. Paramatattva means Sarva Karana Karana. And Sarva Shaktiman means all the Shaktis, Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, electric Shakti, chemical Shakti, physical Shakti. All Shaktis are in Krishna only. They are subordinate to Krishna. He is Sarva Shaktiman. And Krishna is Akhila Rasamrita Murti. He is Rasabdim. That Amnaya Sutra is that by Bhaktivinoda Thakur giving the Dashamula Siksha. Amnaya Prahamiha Tattvam Adimiha Paramam Rasabdim, like that, the 10 things he says. Prakriti Kabalita and how the Jivatma is born. These 10 truths are the summary of all teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, given to Prabhu Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, or Ramadra, anybody. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is called 7th Goswami. So he has taken all the tattvas given by Mahaprabhu and put it in just 10 headings, called as Dashamula Shiksha. So in this way, we should know these things about Krishna. And then when we read Krishna Leela, then Krishna Smarana will have that. Kritim Kritva Harim Geha Pravrajet Sahanaratama. Then one can quit home and then roam around just propagating Krishna consciousness. Very nicely, wonderful. So this Brahmacharya Ashram is a facility that we accept so that 24 hours we can serve Krishna. That's the main reason actually. Like in those days I remember, in my early days when I used to give Gauran Sabha and Jan Sabha, I used to tell the boys, you see, Grahasthas can get bhaji in the morning, soji in the evening. In Brahmacharya Ashram means, prasadam is asked here. But later on I saw, prasadam Brahmacharya Ashram is more often than Grahasthas also. Sometimes Grahasthas come and tell in the temple, Prabhuji, घर में सुबह जो बनते हैं वही खाते हैं रात को भी. हमारे आपके मंदिर में गरम गरम मिलता है, दोपहर को भी मिलता है, शाम को भी मिलता है. They say like that. Sometimes Grahasthas are enemies of prasadam of Brahmacharya. Sometimes I used to tell them that Brahmacharya Ashram is little austere. But what austerity? Prabhupada has made nowadays, Prabhupada says, Bhakti made nice buildings, a nice attached latrine bathroom. I used to think Brahmacharya means, you have to take a lota and go into the jungle in bushes and fast. No, we have attached bathroom written. We have air conditioner also, we have that. What facility you lack? Many places don't have AC also, isn't it? So, if you see from a practical point of view, there is not much austerity also, isn't it? At night you can sleep early also if you want to get up early in the morning. You can sleep early. Then what is the main difference? Brahmacharya Ashram, Grahastha, if you see, the only thing is we can give 24 hours of Krishna service in Brahmacharya. Which in Grahasthas they cannot do because they have to go to office 10-12 hours a day. We want to give all our time. That's one reason. Another reason why we want to join the temple is if you can't live without a woman, you are not, some attraction may be there. Maybe you think that maybe some happiness is there in a woman's body. So woman's body, man's body contains 24 material elements only, same thing. There's no difference. But still the mind imagines some pleasures. But that will also eventually go away as our avidya is destroyed. As avidya is destroyed little by little, the magnitude of lust will reduce as once avidya is also destroyed. Avidya actually means avidya kama karma bihi. Kuntimanani says. Avidya leads to kama, material desires. And material desires lead to karma, materialistic activities. So we want to save ourselves from materialistic activities. You see, Brahmacharya life means early morning you get up and you chant and dance and hear the class till 9:30. then you have brahmacharya class. In the evening you go and preach to college students, to children, to education in schools, or you go to home and teach about Krishna. So it's actually Brahma Karma. Brahmacharya life is like Brahma Karma. If you like the Brahma Karma, Yajan, Yajan, Patan, Dharma, you are very fortunate. Brahmacharya life is very fit for you. If you have lived in a voice or a base type of situation, and you are finding it very comfortable, that means you are Brahmacharya, you can assume. Because base service Brahmacharya training only. In Vedic life they used to have Brahmacharya training until 25 or so. And then Upakurvana Brahmacharis will go for marriage. Next thing Brahmacharis will take a double promotion to sannyas directly. They have triple promotion. They will not go through Grihastha, Vanaprastha and all that. Directly sannyas they will go. Brahmacharya to sannyas. So Brahmacharya ashram is made more easy by Srila Prabhupada because in ISKCON he has created an ashram where we have fellow mates who are also of equal age. And they are practicing very seriously, sincerely. It's very easy while living with devotees. But most important thing is one should not become inattentive. One should not lack alertness in Brahmacharya ashram. Two things are very important in Brahmacharya life: alertness and determination. Without this, nobody can become a good Brahmacharya. Alertness means never become fooled by Maya. Because Maya and Krishna will always be side by side to you. Like you are going to temple hall, take darshan of Radha, Radhika Raman, you are taking, oh Lord, please, give me your mercy. And suddenly you find a young girl is coming, standing and taking darshan. Your eyes will fall on her. If she is not dressed properly, some bad thoughts comes in the mind. What is this? I am going to temple. Why? Generally, we generally think Maya means Maya is outside the temple. Maya comes inside also. You will see that. That is why even Veda Vyasa saw Krishna and Maya side by side. You will see that. In our life also, at every moment you will see Maya and Krishna will be side by side, and you have to delight in making the right choice of choosing Krishna at every moment. Not that, after some years you will see Maya is gone, only Krishna is there. No. Till your last breath, Maya and Krishna will come side by side. And you have to keep on choosing Krishna again and again. Every time you choose Krishna, you are putting in Krishna account. Depositing in Krishna's account. Krishna becomes pleased with you. So he will also take one step towards you. Every time you choose Maya, you are depositing in Maya's account. Like there was one Brahmachari who worked in a company, left the company and joined the ashram. But he was too much in company consciousness. He would call the company and ask his boss, so boss, कैसे चल रहा है? मैंने सुना कि नया यूनिट शुरू किया है. He would ask like that. क्या हमने शुरू किया नया यूनिट? फिर भी मैं पूछने वाला था आपके मंदिर में जन्माष्टमी कब है? पास उठ आस्क है. ठीक है, जन्माष्टमी आने वाला है, ऐसे ऐसे तारीख में है. मैंने सुना कि हमारे सर्किल में हमारे फ्रेंड जर्मनी गए हैं. जर्मनी गए हैं, कोई एक हफ्ते के लिए गए हैं जर्मनी. ठीक है, आपके थोड़ा प्रभुपाद जी के बारे में थोड़ा बोलिए. मैंने सुना कि प्रभुपाद जी अमेरिका जाकर प्रचार किया. So his boss would be talking more about Krishna and this fellow would be asking about company. And what happened after 6 years, this fellow joined the company again. So you are where your mind is. Remember this. You can become a good brahmachari if you are thoroughly honest in keeping mind in Krishna, not allowing the mind to be thinking of women, thinking of worldly things. So many of you here are on the way to join. You have two great stumbling blocks. One is the parents, and the one is opposite sex. There is not a third one. These two are the two only things for a brahmachari who want to join. And because you are taking guidance of your seniors on how to tackle lust and how to tackle attachment to parents, very nicely, carefully, safely join the ashram. The goal of life is not to just join the ashram. After joining ashram, how you live your life is most important. Everybody takes birth in the world, everybody dies. कुत्ते बिल्ली भी जन्म लेते हैं, मरते हैं, बड़ी बात नहीं है. कैसे जीवन जिया, वो important बात है. जैसे परीक्षित महाराज, when the Brahmanas are speaking about his horoscope, they were telling many things. Now, they also said, Brahmanas, at the time of his death, a snake bird will come and bite him and he will leave his body. But Yudhishthira Maharaj did not ask one question about what is that snake, what is that snake bird, Takshaka, is it possible to avoid his death, can I post? Nothing about that you see in Bhagavatam. When he is telling about a peculiar type of death, still Yudhishthira is not worried about it. But Yudhishthira is more concerned. That is all right, but tell me, how is he going to live his life? कैसे जीवन, कैसे जन्म हुआ, कैसे मृत्यु हुआ, वो परवाह नहीं. कैसे जीवन जिया, that's most important. Similarly, joining Brahmacharya ashram is not a very big thing, but how we live in the Brahmacharya ashram is most important. So many people join, so many leave and go. But those who live, if you live a very pure quality of Brahmacharya life, our Murali Krishna Puri is a first class example. I have seen him even in his IT PhD days. He was a shining example for so many devotees, like you have Vimal Prasad Prabhu. I know these two devotees, but you have many others also in your ashram, senior Brahmacharis, Karin Safran, Rukmini Krishna Prabhu also. Very wonderful examples, you see. Actually, without good examples, we can never become good Brahmacharis ourselves. Honestly speaking, I can say also, in my life I got inspiration from my seniors also, whom I watched, like Devamrita Prabhu, later on became Zolan Bhakta Samt Maharaj. So he was such a shining example. We didn't have to worry much, we just had to follow their footsteps. Very easy for us. So they all are working very hard and utilizing their Brahmachari life very perfectly. Brahmachari means 24/7, they should be busy. Night when we go to bed, we should immediately go to sleep. We should work very hard. Prabhupada said ISKCON is not a free hotel. Don't think that, Prabhupada writes it in one Bhagavatam purport. You can put in Bhagavatam folio, free hotel, you will get it. Prabhupada says, don't join ashram so you can just eat and sleep, relax. No. We have to work more harder than karmis also. But for Krishna's pleasure. So now I have exceeded my time. His Holiness Gopalakrishna Goswami Maharaj, he called me and told me, Rajsham, you have seen Santinagar temple, you have seen Punjab, now you should see our Rohini land also. He told us, you should go see and come. Actually, he told me, can you come to Delhi? I asked Maharaj, what is it? He said, I want to show you the Rohini land, he said. I said, Maharaj, only for that I don't know when can I come, but when I come to Delhi I will see. But now, before I leave for my train, I have to visit the Rohini land and fulfill my duty to Maharaj. So that I will call him and tell him that I have seen the land also. So, our Rukmini Krishna Puri only found out the land, is it? This temple is extensive, is it?
Kind of, that's a separate project.
Somebody has been preaching there also?
Yeah.
Actually, preaching already started there. They are going to preach there. Oh, okay, they are going to build a temple there. Work is not yet started.
It's kind of.
Partly. So you have a big Gauranga Sabha in your temple, huh? Gauranga Sabha, all of them? Yeah? Oh, really? If you told me, I would have balanced even more. Actually, Nityananda Sabha, Nityananda actually was like a monk only at one time. But Lakshadhara Mahaprabhu told him, you get married and I will remain a monk, he said. So that you can preach amongst, you can even go into liquor shop and preach. You can preach amongst all type of grihasthas, where sannyasis cannot put their foot. He said, similarly, our Nityananda Sabha devotees, they should preach in companies where shaven-headed, saffron-clad sauces are not allowed. They can preach in such places, you see. Of course, there are Nityananda Sabha devotees also who are very strong devotees, who live life just like Grihastha Brahmacharis, Prabhupada calls. Grihastha Brahmachari means they leave sex only for procreating one or two children. After the husband and wife, both of them are fully devoted to Krishna service. In fact, in Vedic life, Grihasthas also took Brahmachari training, you know that? And then they would go to Grihastha ashram. Like in our Pune, anybody who took, we call it as BTG, we call it, Brahmachari training before Grihastha ashram. So that is one category. Another category is PDC. This is personality development course. That is for those who want to remain Brahmachari lifelong. For that. So the new temple, we are going to have 1 year Brahmachari training for Nityananda Sabha also. We're going to start in NVCC when it comes.
Our Vijay also same thing.
Yeah.
Current yellow devotees, some will stay, join full time, some will. We call it full time national training.
Yeah, correct.
Eventually some of them will get married also.
Correct, yeah.
But they want to take training, so they have come.
Yeah, because if they take the temple training, their taste will remain.
Yes.
So even after they marry, when they see sufferings of the world, they will quickly take 100% and come back by 50. Yeah, because after 50 comes, what comes? Ekavan, Vavan, one means Vanaprastha. And after 80 comes what? Kyasi, Bayasi, तेरा सिख सन्यासी प्रभुपाद की जय।
I want to thank His Grace Adisham for taking out his wonderful time and giving us wonderful
I
association.
demanded all your time yesterday, today, so many times.
Giving us wonderful association and enlightenment. We hope and pray he'll come here again, inspire us. Of course, he's inspiring us by his
If I come to Sanagar temple, East Chokal temple, it's really something. Actually, this is the first time I've come here.
you come here and sometimes you can really disturb us.
Yeah. It's not very far, both of them.
It depends on traffic time. It's
Yeah.
25.
I generally come to Delhi once a year. I come.
Jai.